Is it time? Should we do it? Should we bring it out? Should we hook it up?
I don't know about you guys, but I feel like it's time to test this thing and see what it does. Now, granted, it's not painted, obviously, but we would like to run some product through it first to make sure that everything is good to go. Now, if we need to modify things along the way, we can do that after we get done cleaning peas or during peas. So let's go get some trucks, augers, conveyors, a few items around, get some peas in trucks, get it all ready, and then we can take this thing outside and see what it does. Alright, so what we got going on here is Nick's gonna take the tractor over with a Westfield 13-inch auger, bring it over to the Quonset, because that's where we're gonna need it. And then I'm gonna go over, actually not and then, I'm going over at the moment right now to go pick up that backhoe conveyor so we can take it over the Quonset and pull a load of peas out of the bin and put it in a truck and then bring it back over here. Best part about this conveyor, I think, is it's got a EFI motor in it. Cold weather, starts right up. All right, let's move this thing forward a little bit. Perfect.
Is it time? Did we do it? Should we bring it out? Should we hook it up? I didn't remember there being snow in the forecast. So we're still thinking about doing it though, because we don't have a lot of time to do it. Thanks for taking the garbage out.
Just trying to clean the shop, Nick.
Lead by example.
Fred, you can pick that up.
Anyway, so yes, well, we got distracted yesterday, had some visitors and some stuff happened and did not get to what we were wanting to get done. So now we're back at it, but we've only got 2 days of decent weather, and then it's gonna get cold and windy, and we don't really want to be messing with cleaning then. So I think we're gonna go ahead and just take it out in the snow. It's fine. That thing will blow all the snow out. And bring a couple more augers in and trucks, get stuff lined up, hook her up, and see if this pea cleaner will do what we want it to do. And then we start working on machines, because we got a lot of machines to work on. Now, a number of people said that this might be a problem. I agree. The transition between this horizontal to the slightly vertical inclined auger for the screenings might not do very good. Typically you have this underneath. We'll try it. I think there's not gonna be a lot of product going through that, so it shouldn't have a problem, but if it does bunch up there, we'll have to address that and put things back in the shop and redesign it. That's what we're doing. But the rest of this, I think, is all together and ready. The taillights aren't hooked up yet, but it's not going very far, so I guess we're good there. So now we just need to go start some stuff up, bring some trucks over. We'll do it. All right, one more thing. Let's push some snow. Haven't done that much this winter. Wish we were, but you know what? When it comes, you like it, and we like it, so we're going with it. Let's push.
I should probably get the door for him. I'll be a good brother, just this one time. Because I feel like I should be on good behavior for a little while. I might get fired. It's been a while since I've been fired, actually. Okay, this is kind of funny actually. Somebody was very, very generous and got me one for my coffee. You have no idea how excited I am right now. Although my other method was really, really quite genius. There's something wrong. Do you guys feel that? Because I feel something really, really weird and bizarre. I knew it! 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 He's cleaning the shop! So now that it's outside the shop, which is a good feeling because looking at it in the shop, you can always find things that need to be fixed on it or changed or welded or modified. And then you start thinking about other stuff that you just make more work. Let's get this thing in action. Now that we got it outside, the next step is I need to plug it in so I can raise the auger, move it out of the way, and then start leveling this whole process because basically this shaker needs to be level. We have to make sure it's not slanted or anything. That's why we have each one of these jack stands. So I got to jack it all up, get it all level, and then we'll probably adjust it while we're cleaning if for some reason it feels like it's not quite level, and go from there. But anyways, getting excited. Let's try this. Let's try it. Let's do this. And let's see what kind of fun stuff we can do. Okay, swing this over here.
You're good.
I think I'm good.
You're
I think I'm good. Oh, lovely. Okay, now I've actually never had this thing swung this far over here, so it's a good feeling. Okay. I don't see a reason why that can't work. Then we just need to bring the truck over here. There we go. Good deal. Now let's start jacking these things up. This is gonna be a while. Well, it is the moment of truth to find out what this thing can do. So what we're going to do is we're going to start turning on all the electric motors. We're going to wait a little bit so that each one can catch up. And once everything's going, then the conveyor will start. We'll get that going. And then, I guess, start the auger and start playing with this thing. So it's going to be a little bit of tinkering to kind of get it figured out. But yeah, whenever you guys are ready, I'll just go ahead and start the conveyor now. Moment of truth. Got air. Okay.
Traps are all closed.
Yeah, I checked all those. Ooh, it's cool.
Screen shaker. Okay. Need auger.
couple big peas in there. That's looking pretty clean. That's pretty impressive. There's a few cracked peas in there, but that's just, you're gonna find cracked peas even in the clean stuff. Because it gets shattered while it's going through this as well, so. But I don't see any oats, I don't see any weird, you know, it looks good, so. Score.
Stuff coming out of that blower. Yeah, working good, working good. We're gonna go ahead and just fold a couple of the augers in, the cleanings and the fill auger. We'll leave the trucks and everything here and take this thing and run it back in the shop. A little more fabbing on it, but we're this close to getting it right. It's running, it's just, it can be sped up a little bit. We can get the flow a little better into this. We'll maximize the speed and yeah, get trucks done quicker. That's why we put it on a trailer. Easy maneuverability. Ah, that's good. It's good to see that thing run. It's really good to see it run. You know, you can't expect it to be perfect the first time. So Legarms did a good job. It's not like it's his fault or anything. It's just got to improve on it a little bit. But it definitely blew out. That fan's working really good. A lot of shells. There is a lot of cracked peas. It's a little cold out. It's 20 degrees Fahrenheit. It's probably a little cold to be doing this, but at least we got a test run. Tomorrow's gonna be warm. Next day's gonna be warmer, just really windy, of course. But if we get this fixed, then we'll utilize the warmer weather. Maybe the peas won't crack quite as bad, and we get these things done. What we're thinking is we're gonna just go ahead and cut an opening about 6 or so inches up, over, and then down. And then it'll be a slot, and then get rid of this curve, like that right there. And then this will just slope down, open up that gap a lot bigger, allow a lot more peas to flow through that auger. So we're gonna get to that right now.
Got a package today. Another one. You guys are too sweet, by the way.
Well, I think we're good to go. We're gonna leave the cover off the top for now. We'll just put a board on it just to block the air from flowing out, but let's try another test, see how this works. Did a couple other little improvements here and there, a little fine tuning on a couple things, and it's time to go clean some peas again.
I did it. I solved the problem. That's a temporary cover for now. We'll get a real cover on there, but we can now up the capacity of this thing to max. So right now, this is now the bottleneck. The max this machine can run. We need much more to run the process. Here's what we're dealing with.
a lot of splits in there. And the splits are gonna happen no matter what, but I tried putting our smaller screen in to catch splits, and what ends up happening is we lose a lot of small peas that we wanna keep, because our peas are small because we had such a bad year out last year at the drought. We don't really have that good a seed. But what do? Seed's super expensive right now. We have to use it. So we're gonna try to keep as small peas as we can and seed it all, even if it means splits too. We'll up our rate a bunch, but that's the best thing we got to try to maximize our seed to go as many acres as we can going into the season. So it's just kind of a catch-22. On a good year, when your peas are solid and big and plump, I can put that other screen in that's slotted, that'll catch those splits. They'll get those out of there, and we'll just have big, nice peas. But this year, we gotta be a little pickier. So, I should say, a little less picky. It's all good though. We're making it happen. And back inside it goes again. Don't worry. Oh, hang on, stop. He's gotta be up higher, huh? Now we're good. Go, you can go. All right. Guess we'll lift those taller next time. Anyways, it's running good. It's just a couple more fine tuning we're gonna do, but it's getting later in the day. It's getting cold out there. Tomorrow's gonna be nice and warm, windy, but warm. So we'll work on it in the morning, fine tune a couple things, and then start up tomorrow and get running at it. So it's nice though, wheel it around. That's just sure nice. Before it was not very mobile. It was on railroad ties, if you guys remember that. Good stuff. Round 3, here we go. Tweaked, modified, adjusted, ready to clean. Let's get to it.
It's a little chilly this morning. It's probably about 28 degrees, so things are frozen, which is good because it was starting to get a little sloppy yesterday. But I got the Peterbilt running right now. I'm going to take this truck, go get a load of peas, so that way we can use this one as the surge tank to feed the pea cleaner. It has better gates on the side, it'll make less of a mess, hopefully. But anyways, go get some peas and keep cleaning. So far, the pea cleaner seems to be working pretty good. There's a few minor details that we kind of have to, tweak on eventually. It's not like it has to be done right now, but there's things that will need to be done to it. The main problem we had was we put a load of peas in the truck and we didn't tarp it, and they only said maybe, I don't know, barely even ½ inch of snow. Well, it snowed a lot more than that. And so all that snow in the back of the truck was going through the cleaner. And it'd be fine if it was frozen, but it was warm yesterday, so it started getting wet, so all the peas started getting sticky. And we had a little bit of an issue with that. So, but other than that, that's about the only problem we had. We learned, tarp the truck. We should have, but we didn't.
Well, I feel dumb. I guess I'm not 25 anymore. I lifted weights last night and I did some chest, bench press, went fairly heavy, heavier than I've been in a long time. And I tore my left pectoral muscle, this one, a little bit. So I'm keeping my arm real straight and steady and not moving it. Not a major tear. There's no bulging. There's no bruising yet. It's like 14 hours after it happened. So you would think by now there'd be signs of bruising and bleeding if it was a big tear. So I'm thinking it's a minor tear. Probably like a level 1 to barely 2. So I don't think I need surgery, but I'm gonna take it easy the next couple days. So I'm gonna be limping around while the guys are working. I guess not limping. What's the word for when your arms aren't working? Anyways, so yeah, now you guys know. So if I'm not doing much, that's what's up. And if it doesn't get better, I'm gonna go to the doctor and get an MRI and find out exactly how bad it is. But I think it's minor. I think I'm just gonna take it easy for 6 to 8 weeks, no pressing, a little bit of physical therapy, and get back in the game again. So yeah, when you're 35 and you haven't lifted weights heavy in a long time, you used to, don't try to go heavy again. It's not worth it. Work yourself into it. I didn't work myself into it. Should have spent like 6 months slowly benching. But here's the thing, why even bench heavy in the first place? Bench press is such an unnecessary movement. I've just always done it. There's a lot of ways to work your chest. That doesn't need bench press. And it doesn't need heavy weight. It's just an ego thing. So, yeah, I'm learning my lesson. I'm not limber like I used to be. That's where it happened. Right there. Weights are still there from where I left them. In fact, you can see where the other ones fell off in the process of me rolling it off my body, which actually was not as hard as I thought it'd be. I always wanted to be like to drop a bench bar on you with over 200 pounds on it, and then have to roll across your body. It wasn't that hard. So we'll find out the next time that happens. Hopefully never.